Hey guys, Aggie here. Welcome back to part 4 of the reading video. Again, I have not slept and it is nearly 8:30 in the morning, so I'm going to try and get through as much of these as I can and then go to sleep. It doesn't look like I have a lot left, so I'm hoping this is going to be the last part and then I can focus on the longer series that I have to read, like my Ancient Mage's Bride volumes, my Cheeky Brat volumes, my Laid Back Camp volumes. So anyway, let's just spin the wheel. Okay, that is here. Gotta move Bill out of the way. So this is the cover. I like it because it's yellow. Yellow is my favourite colour. This is the blurb. It looks like there's going to be a new couple that it's going to be focusing on, which I'm excited about. Let me show you guys the first one. This is the cover of the first one, and I admit it is a cover buy. I did just buy it for the dogs. The dogs look cool. And then this is the blurb for the first one. But yeah, I did buy it for the dogs because I am a cat person. If that wasn't obvious. But the dogs looked pretty cool, and I like that the Rottweiler has this bib. It looks kind of cool. So I'm excited to read number 2 because I did like the first volume. But again, it is one of the ones where it's an expensive volume, so I don't tend to pick them up. I think 3's just come out. But yeah, I picked this one up, I think, when I did the sci-fi big order that I did. The cover is a little short on the edge, which is a little disappointing, and it is a little doinked in the corner. But I'm going to go read this, and then we're going to come read some more. So I'm still reading, but she's got this big Rottweiler, yeah, and he's really trying to be friendly, but Rottweilers look scary, so the dog just wants to leave, and now he's upset because the dog didn't want to play with him. And it's like, that poor dog, he just wanted a friend. Okay, so I finished reading this one. I loved it just as much as I loved the first one. Turns out that the couple on the back is the main male character's brother and someone that goes to university with him and has like a crush on him. So I was right that it's kind of focused on another couple. They were like, she was introduced in this I was gonna say episode volume, and he was kind of talked about in the other volume. But yeah, I like this one because it focuses on the dogs and like how the dogs change as they meet each other and how the characters change too. And I really liked this bit because she was asking him if he wants to go stay overnight with the other dog, and then he goes and gets his suitcase because he's so excited for it. And it's just a really nice, wholesome one. Yeah, I really do like this one, and as I said, I am more of a cat person than a dog person, but this is really cute, and the animals are like drawn really nicely too. I like the way that they're drawn. This one always looks really happy. But yeah, I really did like this one, so 10 out of 10 for this one. I recommend it for people who like dogs and wholesome stories. It's really good. So I'm going to go spin the wheel again, and I'm going to go see what I'm going to go read next. You can tell I just put the book back because I accidentally hit the keychains with my hand. So the book is back. Bill is swinging. So let's spin the wheel. Okay, that is down here. I think this is a GL because when I was reading the blurb, kind of seemed like a GL. I didn't realise when I bought it from someone. I just read the title and it seemed interesting. So I'm gonna here on my shelf. This is the cover. The cover does look really cool. And then this is the blurb. If that wants to focus properly, there you go. So I'm gonna read this, and if I don't like it, I will add it to the other pile of things to give away. I'm trying really hard though not to do too much for the giveaways, because it's only, you know, like the half anniversary of the YouTube channel, so I don't want to do too much and I have to make up that in 6 months time for the year and do like more for that. So I'm trying really hard not to, but like I just like you guys, and I like how interactive you are with my videos and like how supportive you guys have been, so I want to do a lot for you guys. And I've just got so many ideas of what I want to do that it's just kind of becoming a lot, getting kind of out of hand. So I'm going to try and not do too much and, you know, try and tone it down. But it depends how excited I get about it. Then I'd rather be too excited than not excited enough, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm going to go read this one. Sorry, it's getting a bit dark because it's raining. Let me turn my light on. But I don't think that helped. But yeah, I'm going to go read this one. And then we're going to come back, spin the wheel. Yeah, so it's definitely AGL. I could not read it. I don't know if this is plastic wrapped, but it definitely should be. I bought it from a friend, so I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's been read, so I don't think it is plastic wrapped, but it definitely should be. It seemed like there was a lot happening all at once, and there's like a lot of nudity as well. And that personally, it's not for me. Me personally, I don't really like nudity in manga, so I only got a few pages in, and I don't want to flick through it and show it to you guys because I don't want this video taken down. It's a bit too much. Like she basically just goes to her servant's room and was like, "Oh yeah, I want you guys to, you know, I want you to hug me." And she's like, "Oh no, it's inappropriate because you're a princess." And she basically takes her clothes off and I was like, "No, I'm just me." And then it's like a full moon, and then she's not like in control of her senses, and then yeah, it's kind of, yeah, not for me. Or it's got nudity. I don't feel comfortable doing it for the giveaway, so I think I will just sell it. But yeah, this not for me. So yeah, I'm gonna go add that to the pile of things that I got to put on Vinted, and then I'm gonna go spin the wheel again. But hey, at least I tried something out of my comfort zone. You know, it's better than me not trying at all. So, you know, I learned something. I learned that is definitely not my taste. So let's spin the wheel. See, this, I didn't realise I had this many unread because I thought I read these because they're like the first arc of Twisted Wonderland, but apparently according to my bookshelf app, I've only read the first one, so I'm gonna go see if I've read these and just didn't mark them off, or if I just generally didn't read it. So this is the cover for volume 2. You got Ace and Deuce. I'm trying really careful not to knock my cat, so I'm gonna, I think, just move them over there. I apologise if you can hear banging. I don't know what's going on outside, but yeah. Volume 3, you have Trey and Kater. I do like Kater. He's my favourite one out of this dorm. He reminds me a bit of Asmodeus from Obey Me, just without all of the lust. Because obviously Asmodeus, if you didn't know, is the avatar of lust in Obey Me. So he reminds me of Asmo without the lust. And then volume 4, you have Ace, Deuce, and Grim. And then I'll show you guys volume 1 as well. And volume 1, you have Riddle. Yeah, this is based on the game. This is the blurb for volume 1. But yeah, it is based on the game, but you don't need to play the game to read it because it follows it along, because a lot of people have questions about that. But yeah, it just basically follows along with... Ooh, I don't know why I keep hitting it on the bookshelf. But yeah, basically follows along the plot of the game. That's the blurb of volume 2. I don't want to give you guys the blurb for the other volumes just because I don't want to spoil it. But yeah, it basically follows along the game, just adds a little bit extra. And obviously you got the character sheets at the end, which I love when they do that because I like knowing more about the characters and stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna go read these, which I thought I had, and then come back and I will spin the wheel, which is slowly getting smaller. But yeah, I feel like these are going to take me a little while because they are quite thick, which is good considering they are £10 each. So yeah, I don't like £10 is a lot of money for me for one manga, so I haven't bought many of my Twisted Wonderland volumes full price. I have waited when they've been out a couple months and then bought them, other than this one. I did buy this one in Forbidden Planet for full price because it was, you know, my birthday one, and this one's more expensive. It's £10.99, and I didn't realise at the time until I got home, and it's like, well, oops, I bought it now. And yeah, this one's £10.99 too, so I guess these prices have increased. Because the anthologies are £10.99, but I just assumed it was because they're slightly more thicker than the other volumes are. But oh, I don't think I thought that through. He just looks a bit crushed now. But yeah, I just assumed it was because the anthologies are slightly thicker than the other volumes, and that's... Oh, I keep knocking things over. And that's why they're just like a little bit more expensive. But I guess it's just, if there's those two as well, it just has to be these prices have increased. But yeah, it just goes to show I have not bought manga in a while, because I bought the Octanaville one on my birthday. So that was the last time, which was a month ago. Because we're now in, well, I guess a month and a bit, because we're now in September. So yeah, that was a while ago since I last bought manga. So I'm hoping once my vintage ones sell, that's technically free money for more mangas. But yeah, I'm gonna go read these, let you guys know what I think, and then come back and spin the wheel again. Also, for those of you who don't know, the people in the Hartable dorm are based on the cards, the card faces from Alice in Wonderland, except for Riddle, who is like the Queen of Roses. So you got Ace, Deuce, Trey, and Kater, who are like 1 to 4 of the cards, just in case, you know, you guys didn't know, because a lot of people were confused on like who they're twisted from. So I just thought I should, you know, let you guys know while that reminded me. Okay, so I still haven't finished this, but I just wanted to gush over Leona. Like, look how handsome he is. I can't wait to see him animated. Him and Malleus are two of the most like people that I'm looking forward to seeing animated when the anime comes out in October. Just you know, I'm not saying I have a type, but the three top people that I like from Twister Wonderland is Leona, who has long hair, Malleus, who, funnily enough, has long hair, and Idia, who, funnily enough, has long hair. So I'm not saying I have a type or anything, but I kind of do. Okay, so I still haven't finished, but Deuce is like one of the freshmen, yeah. And then he's carrying shopping bags of eggs. People bump into him and he drops them, and he gets really mad because he wants them to apologize to the chickens because now they're never going to hatch into chicks, and it's like Deuce doesn't know that all eggs aren't automatically chickens, and it's just so funny. I found it funny when I was playing a game, and it's even funnier in the manga when he's so mad. Okay, so I finished volume 2, and I just want to show you guys the character sheet. So you got Grim, he's really cute, and then you got the head mage, and then you got the potionology teacher who is Twisted from Cruella, and then you got the history teacher who is Twisted from Cinderella's stepmother. That's why you got Lucius the cat. And then you got the PE teacher who's Twisted from Gaston. So yeah, I like that they have the character sheets. But yeah. And you got Riddle in the back. But yeah, that was a good volume. I did enjoy it as much as I enjoyed the first one. But I might be biased because I am kind of obsessed with the game. But I liked it. And if you guys don't want to play the game, because you can't get the game over here, you have to download it. If you have like an Android, you can download it through an APK, but iOS doesn't let you do that because I tried to do it on my iPad, so I had a big screen to play with, but then I figured that iOS doesn't allow you to download APKs, so yeah. It is sad that you can't get it over here. But yeah, it's just one of those things, I guess. But yeah, the anime comes out in October, and that's going to be on Disney Plus. And a lot of people had a problem with that. They was like, "Wow, why is it going to be on Disney Plus? Like it's not a Disney manga." But yeah, I read volume 2, and now I'm gonna go start volume 3. Okay, so I just finished reading these, and I was crying because of Riddle's backstory. I cried when I read about his backstory in a game, and now I read about his backstory in a manga, and I cried. And now I'm worried I'm gonna cry when I watch it in the anime, and it's like I already cried about it over the game, so I wasn't expecting to cry about it in the manga too. So I'm definitely gonna cry about it when I watch the anime. But hey, that just means the series is good, right? But yeah, I like them, but obviously I'm gonna like them because I'm obsessed with the game, and the manga's good too. But yeah, I just really liked it. I don't want to talk too much about it and give it spoilers for it, but it's really, really good. And as I said, you don't need to play the game to read the manga and understand the manga because it's basically the same plot as the game, just a few things are different. But yeah, that was good. Wasn't expecting to cry, but let's go see what I'm gonna read next. Let's spin the wheel. That is down here. So this is the cover. And then this is the blurb. I did really only pick it up because it's by the same creator of My Love Story, and I really like this series. I like the anime and I started collecting the manga, and I'm not quite caught up with the manga at the moment. But yeah, that is the reason that I picked this up. So I'm hoping I like it. But yeah, it is $8.99, so it is a little expensive. These are $6.99. So yeah, they have gone up in price, especially as this volume of My Love Story is slightly thicker than this volume is. So I hope I do like it because it's by the same person that does this one. But then when the price is up a little bit more, I also kind of don't want to like it because I know it's going to be expensive to collect. But yeah, I'm going to go read this one and I'm going to come back. But we don't have that many left. We have 9 slices left. So we should, fingers crossed, get through them for this part. I don't really want to do another part because 5 is an uneven number and 4 is nice and even, so I want to leave it at 4 parts. So I'm hoping to get through them all today without being too with my brain, especially as I haven't slept yet. So I'm hoping to get through them all today. Okay, so I just finished reading this. I don't know why I'm crying. It's not even sad. But I enjoyed it. So I guess that counts for something. Yeah, don't know why I cried. But it is a good one. I did like it. 10 out of 10. Yeah. It was really, really good. I did like it, and I think I will collect it. Yeah. I'm gonna go spin the wheel and try stop crying now. Okay, so I put the book back and I turn off my light 'cause it's getting a bit more brighter in here. So let's spin the wheel. Okay, that one's right up here. This is the cover. This story is by the same person who does Apothecary Diaries. Camel Cat got this one first. It was on my list, but Camel Cat got it first. And then I was more intrigued because the dude with long hair, which, you know, is my type, I guess, when it comes to manga. So I was even more intrigued with that. But this little like charm thing looks cool. The cover just seems really cool and interesting. Again, it is another expensive one. This is the blurb. And it does seem interesting because it's like supernatural and stuff too. So I'm excited to read it and see if I enjoy it. And then the wheel is slowly getting there. So I'm going to go read this, review it, and come back. So I just finished reading this one. I actually did really enjoy it. Basically, he's a god and she's going to like this god school to like learn powers and stuff, but so far she hasn't really done anything. And it's just basically about other people her age and stuff learning how to use their powers and becoming a god and just like helping out and stuff. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. I'd give it 9 out of 10. So I'm gonna go put this back on the shelf and then spin the wheel to see what else I'm gonna go read. Okay, let's go spin the wheel. again, I was very confused when it said I hadn't read Obey Volumes 2 and 3, because obviously it's just a 3-volume series, and like I read the first one in 5 minutes, so I could have sworn I read them. This is saying that I haven't, so I'm gonna go read these. Let me show you guys the cover of the first one. So this is the cover of the first one. It's got Lucifer on the front. And this is the cover for the second one. So you got Mammon, who's the second born, Leviathan, who's the third, Satan is the fourth. I call him Satan because that's how they call him in the game and in that anime, but he's Satan. And then on this one, you have Asmodeus, who is the fifth born. Then you have Beelzebub, who's the sixth born, and then you got Belphegor, who's the seventh born. This is a fan-made one, like it's not by the same people who do the game, but they approved of it, so they kind of just like let him do it, which I think is why they've only got 3 volumes, because they didn't want him to do like too much of it or whatever. So I'm excited to read them, even though I could have sworn that I have read them before. But here's the blurb. They gave this sheep a name because obviously in the game and stuff you just use your own name. So they called her Ibuki. But yeah, it's just basically follows along like the first couple of lessons of the Obey Me game. So I'm excited to read them, even though I thought I've read them before. So I'm going to go read these and come back and spin the wheel, because it doesn't look like we've got many more left to read. So I read these and they're like completely different. The first one was kind of like the game, but these two are kind of like loosely based on the game. So there's a lot of stuff in here that's not in the game, which I guess makes sense because I got surrounded around like the sheep MC that they've like created and stuff. And in the end of volume 3, basically Barbatos, who's like controls time and space, is just like, oh yeah, don't worry, we'll all be waiting for you. And then it shows you like the game, which obviously makes sense because he's control of time and space. But it was okay. I thought I had read them, but it wasn't making sense to me, so I guess I didn't. So the game's definitely better. So I think I'm just gonna stick to the game. I don't think I will reread it just because I'm used to the game, but obviously if I hadn't played the game and I just read these, then I think that would be fine. So again, you don't need to play the game to read the manga, it's just, you know, whatever you're comfortable with. So I'm gonna go put these back and then spin the wheel. Okay, so I've put them back, as you can tell, because this is spinning again. So let's spin the wheel. So my Sailor Moon volumes, I've got some up here, but I have 7. Maho gave me some, but these volumes of them are just really hard to find because there's so many other editions coming out. So these ones are really hard to find because I think there's 12 of like this series and then there's like 12 of the next one, but I can only find them for like complete series and it's like £200, which is crazy money. So I haven't managed to get around to reading them yet. So I think I'll read this one and then see if it's cheaper on my Kindle, other than to get like the box set of them. Because I did watch the anime. I got 11 episodes in, and then Funimation and Crunchyroll were like merging, but I can't find it on Crunchyroll, and a lot of other animes that I was in the middle of watching on Funimation isn't on Crunchyroll, so I don't understand what the point of the merger was if you can't watch those animes. So I gotta find somewhere else to watch it, because I really did enjoy the episodes that I watched, which is why I wanted to collect the manga, just because I couldn't find the anime. So I'm disappointed that I couldn't watch it on Crunchyroll because of the merger. So I'm gonna read this. Hopefully I like it as much as I like the anime, and I'm gonna see how expensive it is on my Kindle, and I'll probably sell the 7 volumes that I have, just so that gives me just a little bit more space on my shelf, so I can collect some other things as well, like all of the other ones that I've read that over like the past few videos that I want to keep collecting. You know, it gives me funds for those. But yeah, I'm gonna go read this and I'm gonna come back because we only have like 6 slices left. Which means that we've got like 8 more books left to read, which should be fine. I am planning on finishing them this video because, as I said, 4 is a nice even number, 5 is not, and I am starting to feel a lot more tired now, so I'm trying to hurry through all of this without being too burnt out, just so I can finish it in this video. But yeah, I'm going to read this, I'm going to come back and tell you guys what I think. Okay, so I finished reading this. I did enjoy it. Like I enjoyed the anime, so I'm gonna try and find the anime to watch, and then while I'm like going to sell these, so I can figure out how much it's going to set me back if I buy them on my Kindle. But that will give me another 7 spaces anyway. They are slightly thick, so even if I get like some thinner mangas, that still gives me lots of space for those. So it was good. It is, you know, like the anime. I forgot the word then. But yeah, I do like it. The outfits in this are nice too. I just like the character designs, and obviously, you know, there's kitty cat in here as well, which, you know, is always a bonus for me. So I'm gonna go move these off my shelf and into like my selling pile, and then I'm gonna go spin the wheel again. Okay, so I moved my Sailor Moon volumes, and now this gap is a lot bigger, and it's a bit more obvious with the gap at the back. But yeah, I got a lot more space on this shelf now. I did move these and these along. I know I still gotta like move everything along on this shelf too. I just moved them so I could see what the main gap would be like. So I think once I've read a few more of like the series that I own, like those Not So Sweet Boys, those are complete at 7 volumes. So once I finish reading those, I can just sell them, and then that gives me another 7 volumes to clear up on this shelf. So I am excited for that, because that means I've basically got a whole another shelf I can use. But yeah, let's spin the wheel. I am excited to read these ones. I gotta move my iPad. I can go on there because I don't want to put it on the shelf below because that is a wobbly shelf. I'm excited to read this one because I was saving, so I had 8 and 9 to read, because of how thin the volumes are. Like 2 volumes makes up not even one of my normal volumes. So yeah, they are quite thin considering how expensive they are. They do have 1 season anime up on Crunchyroll. I think I watched that when I had like the 5th one. This, oh, I just knocked everything. This is one of my favourite series. I did start collecting it before Apothecary Diaries came out, and Apothecary Diaries is up to 13, and this is only up to 9, and I'm so sad that it's releasing so slowly. But I like that it's got colourful spines. You got the kitty cat on the top of the spines too, which is really, really cool. But yeah, I really, really like this series. So let me show you guys the covers. So this is the cover for volume 8. I really like that they put cat in the title and all of the paw prints. and then this is cover for volume 9. I think this one is my favourite cover just purely because they're in their pajamas, and she's got little cat details on her pajamas too, and I don't know, I just find that really cool. So I'm gonna go read these and chances are I will enjoy them because, as I said, I do love this series. So I'm gonna read these and then come back so we can get through the last few and I can go to bed. Okay, so I just finished reading number 8. I just want to show you guys, this is the front image, and then, oh, I gotta find it. This is another image that I like. I like this one too. There's a lot of like really cool art in this one, and this one is vertical. I know I said I didn't like when it's like the squares, and that's different to this. Some people think it's the same thing, but this one I find it easier because it's literally just rectangles going down. It's not cutting off, like you're not squeezing everything into like a small corner. So I really do like this one because it's vertical, and then at the back when you get like the side stories, it's like normal pages, and then you get some nice art like that and like that, and then you just get all of the cat ones in the back from Seven Seas, which I find really funny. So yeah, I really do enjoy this series, but again, if you don't want to pay the price because it is so expensive for how thin it is and stuff, you can watch the first season on Crunchyroll. I do hope that there's going to be a second season because, as I said, I really do love this series. So yeah, I'm gonna go read this one now, and I'm excited to read it because, as I said, I really do love this series. So I just got finished reading these two, and I love them. I'm so glad that I waited to have number 9 as well as number 8 before I started reading number 8 because I went through them so quickly, which is the only problem with this series, is I go through them too quickly. But I love this series. So yeah, I really recommend this one. It's really good. But again, if you don't want to pay, the back cover price, I do recommend watching the anime instead, even though there is just only one season. So now I'm gonna go put these back and spin the wheel to see what else I'm gonna go read. Okay, so I just put them back. We have like 6. Yeah, 6. I couldn't see it through my screen. We have 6 left, so let's go spin. I think we're up to like the 40-minute mark on this video right now. Another cat one. Yeah, I think we're up to like the 40-minute mark on this video, so hopefully in the next 20ish minutes I should finish with this. Because I don't want to go more than an hour and 10, hour and 15, because that's what all of my other ones have been. So I don't want to do too long, but I do want to make this the last part. And Kirby still doesn't want to hold his paintbrush after I dropped him in one of my other videos. I cannot remember for the life of me what video it was, but yeah, he doesn't want to hold it. It's hard to do it one-handed anyway, but when I was doing it with 2 hands, he just did not want to hold it. Like it looks like it will go in, and he just fall over again. So we're going to read this one. I like the cover for it. It looks very cute. And the back also has lots of cats on. Again, this is an expensive one, which is why I waited until I got the first 4 for like cheap on Vinted. So this is the blurb. And I'm excited to read this one because it is a cat manga, and you know me, I do love my cats. So I am excited to read this one. I dropped Kirby again. Luckily he's paintbrush held. But yeah, I've got 4 of these, but I'm not going to read all 4 today. I'm just going to read the first one, see how I feel. But yeah, I'm going to quickly read this so we can get through these, I can go to bed because I am shattered. And if I don't go to bed soon, it'll be too late for me to sleep. So I'm gonna read this and read the next 5 at some point once I've worked it out through the wheel. Okay, so I finished reading this one. I cried so bad when I was reading it. I had to use like 6 tissues to wet the socks. It was like one of those cries that it just all comes out. So overall, I'd say it's a good one, but it just really made me cry. So I'm glad I decided to only read the first one and not the other ones that I had, because if I'm crying this much just from the first one, I don't want to imagine how much I'll be crying trying to get through the rest. So 10 out of 10. The front cover is really nice. It's got like this cat design, and then on the back it's the same, and there's like a colour page. So this is a really good one. I do have a spare one of these that I am doing for the giveaway. So just fair warning, it made me cry so much. So if one of you guys gets that, just be careful. It was really sad. The cat doesn't get adopted for like so long, and I've marked down his price to like 90,000 yen because people think he's an ugly cat. So they marked down his price, and all of the other cats are like really, really expensive. And then like everyone wants the other cats and stuff. And then his is like 90,000, and then everyone's like much prefers a kitten or like one of the nicer looking cats. And then the dude comes, and then he's like, the old dude comes, and he's like, oh yeah, I want that cat. And the spouse is just like, are you sure? And he's like, yeah, I want that cat. And she's like, oh, is it a gift? And he's like, no, I just decided I want him because he's so very lovable. And it's like, and that's when I started crying, and that's like 2 pages in, and then I was crying for the rest of it soon. It's just so sad, but it's such a good one. I promise it's good, guys. I promise. It is a 10 out of 10 read. But yeah, I'm gonna go put this away and then spin the wheel, and then hopefully what I read next doesn't make me cry. Okay, so I just put the book back. Let's go spin the wheel. Okay, this one is up here. I was looking at getting it when I went to Birmingham. Sorry if I sound all bunged up. It's because I was crying so much when I was reading that one. And I just... I'm trying not to cry again. Because when I start crying, I find it really hard to stop. So I was like, probably try not to cry, and then it made me cry harder because I was holding in my tears. So I apologise if I sound banged up now. But yeah, I was gonna buy this one in Birmingham, but then the Waterstone selection there is like massive for manga. Because my local one, it does like 2 or 3 of these Billy bookcases basically, and most of the time they're like really empty shelves, but they had like so many. But then I was looking at it, and like the back cover was like half bent into itself, and I was like, well, I don't want that. And so I ordered it, and like when I did my big sci-fi order afterwards. But yeah, this is the blurb. But yeah, the cover seemed interesting, and I had one of these on my favourites on Vinted for so long, and then it got sold, and I was like, oh, well, I'll go to Birmingham and buy a manga in Birmingham. I might as well see if I can find it then. So I ended up buying it after Birmingham because obviously I don't want to buy one where the cover's like bent in on itself. So I'm gonna read this and then see what I think, and then we have 4 more left. Well, 3 of these, but that one's a double one. So we have 4 more, and I really apologise. That sounds so bunged up right now. But yeah, I'm gonna go probably blow my nose again, and then read this, and then review it, and come back so I can finish reading these, so I can go to bed. But yeah, I'm gonna go read this now. Okay, so I finished reading this one. I really did like it. The dude is a model, but he wants to try doing makeup instead. He did try, but then everyone like shot him down because it was like, oh, you're a model, you know, you don't want to do that. And then they were doing a competition at school, and then she was supposed to be doing like the makeup artist, and then he was obviously supposed to be doing the model, and he was like, actually I want to do makeup. Everyone laughs at me, and she was like, well, you can do my makeup. And then they end up doing that competition, and then everyone's like going, wow, that's amazing. And then he tries to find a job as a model while he tries to find a job as doing a makeup artist, and it's basically their journey, and it's really cool. I think I'd give it a 6 out of 10. I would like to pick up the second one, but I'm not going to go out of my way to pick up the next one, especially with how expensive it is. So if I see it for cheap, I think I'll pick it up, but I don't think I'd buy it for retail. So I'm going to go put this back and then spin the wheel again. Okay, so I've put it back and I nudged Kero-chan. Spin the wheel. Okay, so this is here. I gotta move this around. So, this has been on my wish list for so long, but again, it is a $12.99 one, so I have not picked it up, even though I've been like trying to read it for so long. I just could not justify the price, and obviously, where I was spoiling myself a little bit when I went to Birmingham, I picked this one up. I don't really like that the G's cut off. Like, they could have shifted this over a little bit and moved this down a little bit because that is cut off at the top, but it's fine. It's just the cover, you know. Who cares about the cover when you're there reading? So this is the blurb. And then yeah, it's also got a little kitty cat. So I am excited to read this because everyone says it's really, really good. So yeah, I'm gonna read it. Let you guys know what I think. But again, everyone has hyped this up to me, so I don't know if it will live up to the hype that other people say it is. So I'm not gonna go in with high expectations, because usually when I read something that everyone's hyped up, I don't like it, and then I feel bad. I feel like I wasted my time, and then I feel bad for thinking that I've wasted my time. So I'm gonna read this with low expectations. We have 2 more slices left and 3 books left, and then we are done, and then I can sleep. So I'm gonna read this. Okay, so I just finished reading this, and it is very heavy. Like, not weight the book. Like, the topics are like really, really heavy, and it's just like, this is the first volume, and it's like heavy topics already. That, and it starts off with them just like being naked and having sex in like the first couple of pages. And as I said, I don't like nudity in my manga. I don't like it. Like, that's not me saying that no one else can read, you know, manga with nudity. It's just me personally. It's not my preference. But I guess should have expected it, I guess, because it says it's, you know, older teen, but it was really, really heavy with the topics, and nobody mentioned that to me when they recommended it. They was just like, oh yeah, it's a good series, you know, you'll love it, you know, slice of life, you like that, but it's just really, really heavy topic. So basically, her and her boyfriend have been having sex since they were 15. I don't know how old they are now, but they basically just have sex all the time pretty much. And she finds out she's pregnant, and then her first thought is that she wants to get an abortion. And then she's like, oh wait, I'm bleeding, I got my period. And then it's just stuff like that. It's really, really heavy topics. So I don't know if I will continue it, just because I didn't realise how heavy topics were going to be when I got into it, because as I said, no one mentioned that. It's also really small, like the size of it compared to all of my other ones. It's like the size of my Kindle. So I don't know if I will, just purely because it's like £13 is heavy topics and I'm not too sure, so I don't know. I think I'm gonna leave that for a while. So I'm gonna go put this back on my shelf and then spin the wheel. Okay, so that's back on my shelf, so it means I can move my thermometer back. Yeah, spin the wheel. Okay, so they are over in this corner. Hawk likes this series. I found like the first two on a bundle of like some other things that I was getting on Vinted, and I was like, well, I might as well just, you know, read them. So this is the cover for the first one. This is the cover for the second one. And this is the blurb. It's not really my type of thing. It is by the same person that does Goodnight Pum Pum, which I haven't read because, as I said, it's not really my type of thing. But I don't want to just stay in my comfort zone all of the time. I do want to try new things, which is why I ended up picking these up. So I'm going to try them and see if I like them, and if I don't, then that's fine. At least I can say I've tried, because that's what I did with Soloist in a Cage. I tried that. I got it for like £8 something on Vinted, including postage and packaging. I think it was like £9, and I liked that a lot, but it was expensive, so that's why I've only got the first one, because the art style was so incredibly detailed, and I was happy with myself that I tried something new and I liked it. So far that's the only one that I've gone out of my comfort zone to read and I've enjoyed it. So I'm gonna read these and then see what I think, and then I think the last one that I've got to read is the one that Lobster bought me for my birthday. So not long now, then I can go to sleep. So I'm gonna read these, come back, review it, and then read the one that Lobster got me for my birthday. Okay, so I couldn't get into the first one. I read I read a few chapters, couldn't get into it, and then I read a little bit more just in case I needed, you know, to read that a little bit more. But I didn't like it. As I said, it's not one that I'm personally into. I just wanted to try new things. I'm glad that I tried something new, you know, it's fine. I'm not gonna like everything, you know, I understand that. I have my set taste. I'm okay with my set taste. It's just sometimes it's nice to try something new. I understand why Hawk likes it, you know, it's really one of his sort of things. But yeah, I tried something new. I'm proud to say I've tried something new. I don't normally try something new. Like when I go to Tesco's and I get a meal deal, I usually get the same things, and then they stop doing the same things that you get. So I had to find new things to do, and then they start doing those, and then I just stopped going to Tesco's to get a meal deal. So I'm glad that I went out of my comfort zone and I tried something new. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to read the second one or finish the first one. So I am not going to keep up with that. So all that's left I've got to read is the one that Lobster gave me for my birthday. So I'll read that and come back and then let you guys know what I think of it. But yeah, I'm gonna go put these on my sale pile. Okay, so this is the one that Lobster got me for my birthday. It's the splendid work of a monster maid. It was okay. I feel bad saying I didn't like it because he got it for my birthday, but I didn't really vibe with it. It just seems a bit weird to me. I don't know how to describe it, but it's just, I was reading it and I thought it would be my type of thing, and it's not. And so I feel bad if I'd sell it, so I'm gonna put this in the giveaway. But yeah, that is all of it. I managed to keep it down to 4 parts like I wanted to. Now I've got to rearrange my shelf some more because my middle shelf, I guess, the one with all like my Twister Wonderland stuff, that is all slanted. So I've got to fix that before I can go to sleep, so it's not all going to damage the books. But yeah, I am exhausted, so I'm going to go to sleep. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this little collection of videos. But yeah, once I've worked out all of the things that I'm going to do for the giveaways, I will take a photo and share it with you guys so you guys know what you're getting yourself into, basically. But yeah, that's been the end of part 4, so I hope you guys have enjoyed everything, and I will see you guys next time.